over at the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, D-Man, and wow, what a start to the series. Just before we talk about it, in the feature beforehand, we actually saw Deft saying that Cloud9 is not particularly strong in the laning phase. We thought Samsung Blue were not particularly strong in the early game, but Cloud9 showed up. Before we talk about some of the gameplay decisions, let's talk about the team compositions, the picks and bans, how it played out. Acorn, last Nidalee was in OGN finals. This is the first time we've seen Dade on Jace all summer. Not a traditional Samsung Blue comp in my mind. Monte Cristo, what do you think?
I want to talk about this because it is very similar in composition to the game that you referenced. They did lose in game 1 of the Champions Summer Final to the KT Arrows. They were running Tristana, mid Kog'Maw, so another poke champion, and top Nidalee, another AP Nidalee at the time. So actually surprisingly similar in terms of function, and it didn't work then either. I mean, I actually really like this poke composition, but for like Kobe was saying, you don't want to get behind on a poke comp. Samsung Blue is the wrong team to run these champions.
Yeah, especially when you think about what's been happening. Deft has continually been losing lane. They let Sneaky get Lucian, and they let Syndra, which is the premier North American lane bull. You do your research, you know these are coming out here, and they're going to push these people like around the map.
I want to talk about that because I was so wrong when I said that Deft was going to outperform Sneaky. I mean, just number-wise, he should have. But this game, Sneaky just absolutely carried that game. There's no doubt about it.
Matchup, though.
So,
It's a 50-50 matchup.
Crepo, talk to me about the early game. I know you felt very strongly about Cloud9's level 1 and how they played at the first sort of 4, 5, 6 minutes.
So what I want to highlight is the level 1 Cloud9 did. They secured vision on the right side of the map, right, and their left side of the map was completely dark. We saw the same thing for TSM yesterday. However, the difference is Cloud9 realized that if they want to get 2 buffs, they will have to invade the enemy red buff to secure the enemy red and their blue in return. And that smart adaptation was just what won them the game. Yeah, they got lucky that they met Samsung Blue coming into them at the same time, but they realized otherwise if we don't do this, we can get 3 buffs just like the SMS yesterday. And at the same time, Balls, because of that, went late to lane, but he showed up, he duked it out with Nidalee, and just one moment I want to highlight. At one point, any other player would have dodged the spear and possibly had to flash into his tower. No, Balls, he steps into his minion wave, starts trading with Nidalee, tells him like, yeah, you can't hit your spear, there's minions in the waves. This forced Acorn to like jump into the minion wave, then realized he would lose that trade and flash out. So Balls took a losing trade, stepped into his minion wave, won that trade so hard, Acorn didn't realize it because he went into the minion wave, took so much damage, and burned his flash for it. And then after that, Jungle showed up and wasted even more time. Balls was so solid in the top lane this game.
Yeah, you mentioned him showing up late to lane. Balls showed up to lane with 5 health potions and a ward. What I love was at level 1, he wards his own Tri-Brush, knowing that Spirit owns that side of the jungle. He knows his own red buff will get taken, at least will be level 3 right behind him, and that ward's already there on time, saves his trinket for level 1 later. And again, yes, takes losing trades at level 1, because the dude's got 5 health potions. He's going to win the long run, and did so.
So let's look at Cloud9 individually. I think every single member stepped up this game. I saw very little mechanical misplays really from their members. Let's pull up the first replay that we've got. It's a 1-for-1 in the mid lane. I'm going to throw this one to Doublelift just to talk me through it. But one thing I want to highlight is in the early game, Heart was really the only member of Samsung Blue securing those picks and kills. Roll the clip out and talk me through this, Doublelift.
Yeah, he was also the person who was dying the most, but this is just a pretty good hook. Hai should not have been in this position because he knows that his team has dragon control, so he shouldn't be here. And Samsung Blue is making a desperate play, but Sneaky makes it actually a 1-for-1 when it shouldn't be. Samsung Blue should have definitely tanked the culling right there, but definitely Hai's mistake. They should have trade killed. They should have gotten a dragon for free and potentially gotten kills for free. Samsung Blue was making a kind of a desperate play in the right side mid.
All right, we do have a lot of content to cover, so I'm going to speed this along to our second replay. Let's pull that right up on your screen. Cloud9, they asserted dominance. They completely gained map control, and this is around 17 or so minutes into the game. Roll this clip out, and it's going to lead to a Cloud9 ace, but guys on the desk, talk me through what Cloud9 is doing. It's really smart here.
Well, I mean, it's just that deep pressure right there. They called the rotation coming into the bottom lane because they're confident that they already have that pressure onto the turret. And now Ball just coming in immediately from behind. Deft gets slammed right there by the Syndra ult.
I'm not sure why Samsung Blue is staying already. Dada got caught. They know they're getting collapsed on 5v4. At that moment, you leave, and they stayed.
Cloud9 just did the right thing by splitting them up. As a poke comp, if you get flanked once, you're going to lose the fight regardless. All-ins they work later in the game, but they're very tricky to pull off on Cloud9 side. But flanking them, deep vision control, breaking open the lanes into 2, Blue's composition wasn't good enough to defend all lanes at once, and I think C9 exploited that really hard.
You have to wonder what Deft was doing there. That was some sweet like double lift positioning. 'Cause he just like randomly walked up, got center stun, and instantly died before anything happened.
So the middle game slowed down a little bit. I think obviously Cloud9 got so much of a lead, it became insurmountably more difficult to continue that sort of role. We do have one more replay that was the final nail in the coffin. Let's pull this one up onto your screen right now, I think, and then we can discuss the more macro level of this. Freak, you were quite excited about this play.
So I really like this because Samsung Blue honestly did an amazing job of holding on despite their deficit. They kept poking in from the fog of war. At this point, actually, there's no vision for Cloud9. Hai actually doesn't see that Hard is coming around. He has no idea that they're coming around the Baron pit, and I feel like Hai actually kind of baited himself, but the rest of the team only balls recall, so he can TP back in. The rest of the team says, we're low, but okay, we'll fight with this health bar deficit. Two of them are very injured. So roll the clip out. Hai just finds the first guy he can hit, and he's just kind of got to blow his cooldowns and hope it works out. Good dodge on the hook, but he's just kind of trade 1-for-1 with a good Zonias. The team shows up, though, and Sneaky is gigantic at this point, which makes the fight a lot easier. And you're just going to see Samsung Blue try to kite out, but at this point, the Rise TP's coming in on the flank. Spirit can't do enough damage. Again, all of this at this point is gold lead. But what I want you guys to look for is how low the health bars actually get on Cloud9 by the end of this point, which is how darn good Samsung Blue is that they almost win the fight with this deficit. Now, right here, Acorn doesn't see Sneaky, and he face checks into him. The other three members are in ward vision, and so Acorn actually, big misplay here to die. He could have poked out the Baron. Sneaky made a good play to catch him, of course, but that was actually an individual misplay by Acorn.
So Cloud9, really impressive. Monte Cristo, I mean, this has stunned, I think, everybody watching. Nobody expected that level of performance. Samsung Blue, is this something that will bounce back from? Is this something that, you know, is going to cost them later? What's your thoughts?
No, I mean, they've lost first games of best of fives before. They're very comfortable in this situation. I don't think we're going to see another poke-style comp out of them. I'm wondering why they did it again. This is a mistake I feel they made against the KT Arrows in the Champions Summer Final, running almost an identical composition. And it's questionable. I'd like to see Deft kind of get back on some more of those skill shot AD carries.
Double lift?
Next game, I'm definitely looking for Samsung Blue to try to exploit any weakness they see in Cloud9. Honestly, there are very few. Top lane, Ball's playing amazing. Meteos playing amazing. Bottom lane, just absolutely crush Samsung Blue's bottom lane. The only problem I can tell is Hai's positioning. Sometimes he'll get hooked and die, and he'll put himself in dangerous positions. So Samsung Blue just needs to capitalize on that.
Blue will be purple this time, so I don't see them ban out one jungle and pick up the Kha'Zix, because they should have prioritized Kha'Zix over the Thresh, as we talked about it on the desk off screen here earlier. And then, yeah, just no poke comp. I don't want to go for that again. And then, as well, there was one more point, but I'm kind of forgetting it, so I'll get that point later again.
Well, let's go to final thoughts from Freak before we move on.
Yeah, I actually think it's largely a champ select misplay. Samsung Blue largely played pretty well within the constraints of their team composition, losing match at bottom lane, prioritizing Thresh when Morgana's not only Lemon's best champion, but a counter pick here. Get off the bad early game AD carries, or just freaking lane swap it like they're prone to do in the first place. Get out of laning phase, and Samsung Blue can play Samsung Blue.
Actually, that's interesting. Probably the first time we've seen Cloud9 lane swap all game. All right, final thoughts.
Yeah, the point was, watch out for Lucian. Don't give Sneaky Lucian, and if
No.
you give it to him, as exactly what Freak said, lane swap away from him.
All right, we do need to move on, guys, and take a short break when the explosive action will continue in the next game between Cloud9 and Samsung Blue. That happens at 3.5. You guys don't want to miss it.
We did not come here to lose the day. Hi.
Oh, Hai's going to get caught out. He's going to try and turn the damage around. The hook on Hai. Hai in trouble. He goes down. He gets himself a kill at the end. Another reactory kill comes out. And Cloud9 keep pushing on the tower. Oh, they've got that. Oh, that's going to get burst down. Hey, oh, from the back. Elimination comes in. They manage to find a Acorn. Hai goes low. This is a white one. It is Hai that's keeping around. Oh, he's separated. He's in trouble. Catches the stun. Dodges out of the death sentence. But he's in ultra trouble. In comes the team. Sneaky comes around. Gets himself another. He's going to keep on going. Death falls down. He goes down. They're going to try one last ditch effort to keep Cloud9 off the Nexus. But